Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
The roaring game. We all love it, but sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. Go get stuck in your curling club this year. Learn the game inside and out. Play for your favorite country and take the curling world by storm. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello. This is working. Yes, it is. Testing, testing. Hello, hello, testing, testing. I think that'll do it. Finally! Got my commentary figured out here. Bomb coming in from Chris Plies. Seems a little thin. Oh, marvelous shot. Unreal. It's been a big weight kind of weekend. Hello, hello, testing, testing. A lot of big weight this weekend from Colin Huffman and Chris Plies. Another made shot. Angle, run back, double. Whew. Team Shuster's looking like they're in some trouble there. Team Casper now has to manufacture a skipper's deuce. They'll play it safe, get this hit and roll. Never quite got the curl that they needed there. It's going to sit lonely at the back of the rings, wide open. Looking like a blank end unless Chris can manage a roll about 3.5 feet over to the other side of the center line. Priority will just be removing this stone and sticking around, forcing Casper to address the stone, throw one. Final rock, Chris Plies for Team Shuster. Cleans it in right on the nose. No problem there. It'll be a blank attempt. Final rock, Daniel Casper. Team Shuster. Cleans it in right on the nose. No problem there. It'll be a blank attempt. Final lock, Daniel Casper. Cleans it up. Right on the nose. No problem there. It'll be a blank attempt. Daniel Casper.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
I was hearing that commentary echo as well, folks. Just trying to get that ironed out. Hopefully that's a little better. Into the third end we are. Daniel Casper starting out as strong as I've seen any team start against Team Shuster this weekend. Last 3 games in a row, Team Shuster have came out with a multiple point score in the first end with Hammer, and then followed it up with a steal. This time, they're forced to 1 in the first end and give up a blank in the second end. So already a super strong start for this Casper team out of Minnesota. Bit of a miss there. It's going to give Shuster, skip by Chris Plies, an opportunity to really solidify this center line setup with absolutely nothing to challenge them on the wings. 2 Casper rocks in the back of the hack, back of the sheet. It's going to mean they're going to have to play catch up this end. Team Casper had 2 set up in the second end. Chris Plies made an incredible angle run back, big weight, clears both stones out and avoids the jam. Definitely a clip-worthy shot there. It'll be a tap back attempt. This might be a hit and roll to the wing as well. We'll have to see how they call the sweep. Not exactly sure how they're calling this one. Sweeping this for curl. So they were going for the outside one. And that's exactly what they wanted, I'm pretty sure. Takes shot rock, forces Team Shuster to play that one. It's going to be tough to stick right on the nose. I think that was part of the plan, was to present a more difficult shot for Team Shuster. Stick around. Maybe win this rock for rock trade. Sorry there, folks. Slow on the camera change. Just trying to check the chat, make sure there's no commentary, echo, audio issues, visual issues. Just trying to make sure that everything's tip-top for my my audience here on YouTube. 4 Seasons Curling Club, Curling Zone YouTube channel. All right. My focus is right back in with this camera work here. Let's watch this one from the overhead. Pretty good positioning, both teams playing quite well. It's exactly what you'd like to see from a championship final. Team Shuster definitely being challenged more than they've been in the last few games that I've been able to cover. Shows why this Daniel Casper team deserves to be in this final with them. Really nice tap there. It's going to create some angles for Team Shuster. There is a double if Daniel Casper ever decided to take that center guard off. As of right now, it's going to be pretty tough to get a second rock into that forefoot to count 2. So before Team Casper thinks of taking this guard off, they're going to try to jockey for a little better positioning in the forefoot there. Excuse me. Waiting for the curl. Shot looks pretty close. Just trying to manage that positioning. Really moving in. Great sweep. Really patient sweep call. Get control of those angles. Team Casper going tit for tat here with some of the world's best in Team John Shuster. Down to 3 players this weekend. Matt Hamilton not here this weekend, and Skip John returning home, helping his family out. The story I'm hearing is his wife got COVID and they're doing the responsible thing, quarantining. So John's at home helping with the house and the kids. Will miss the end of this tournament. Was here for the first few games. Colin Huffman put together a pretty impressive tournament so far, being asked to play a lot of hits and peels. And when he's not doing that, he's doing this. He's making some hit and rolls and jockeying for position in the house. Chips off the top one, an acceptable result. Not the shot they were looking for. Team Shuster hoping to keep that shooter up in a useful position in the top of the rings. We'll roll that off. Does kick the Casper stone out to the side of the forefoot. That's going to be a much more manageable spot, but really big opportunity here for Team Casper to lie 3 in the forefoot behind cover. Getting pretty late in the end for that type of situation to feel comfortable for Team Shuster. They will roll off as well. Now, having hammer, that's not so bad of a thing. I think they did roll to a point where they're not going to be shot over the Yellowstone in the top of the 8-foot, so did roll a little too far. Same kind of deal. I think they were hoping to get a little more of the 8-foot there. Stay in the top of the rings, available for promotion. Both teams kind of getting caught on a spot there, it seems. I think that's what Chris is asking. Lead/vice skip broom holder, John Landsteiner. Allowing the very powerful and good health Colin Huffman to sweep the 5 rocks. A little more versatile on both sides of the rock. I don't think John likes to switch sides too much. This one's really moving. Got potential. Colin Huffman just waiting for this one to slow down a little bit, and there it goes. I'll try to get some curl out of it now. Really patient sweep there. Colin Huffman, good judge, knowing it really didn't need that much sweeping for weight. Just being patient, letting that rock curl before digging in and guiding that stone right to the face of the red, right where it needed to be. That's a great shot, Chris Plies. Facing a lot of danger that end. If they bump and roll off there and leave another hit and roll for Team Casper, Team Shuster would have been looking at 2 really good stones on the button and another counter on the side of the forefoot would have forced a really big shot from Chris and had the potential to give up 4 this end. But with that frozen rock, that's really going to limit the damage here. The best that Team Casper can hope for at this point is to just take off that yellow stone however they feel they can. Ooh, looks like they'll tap it back, get an angle freeze, and hope to remove it on their next rock, thus forcing a big shot from Chris Plies on his last. Daniel Casper, his first stone here in the third end. Trying to manufacture a big score here. Delicate little tap on the previously thrown Chris Plies stone. Wrong camera there. Let's get you that overhead view. There we go. Rock sailing in here. Wasn't able to get the tap or the angle. Sweepers didn't seem too panicked about it, actually, so I wonder what the call was there. Exciting first few ends. Really the most challenged that Team Shuster has been since I started covering this event about halfway through on Friday evening. Team Casper making shot after shot in a row. Some struggles at lead this end, but really since then, they've strung together a lot of impressive shots. I would say this rock coming up light is probably the first miss we've seen from Team Casper this end, outside of the lead stones. Well, the decision's been reached. They will make a play here. I was wondering if Team Shuster would be satisfied with sealing things up and leaving a difficult shot for Casper to get 2. I don't really see anything for 2 right now. I see a super long double run back. You could maybe launch that center guard in, try to double off the yellows by that angle. I think that still jams, though. I don't really see anything for 2. Well, final shot, Chris Plies, end number 3, and it's been a tight one. Chris made an incredible freeze on his first shot to limit the damage here. This does look like a guard. They're just coming across the center line, it would seem. Taking away the out turn. Hoping this one slows down. Definitely overcurled. The out turn is still available. It does take a draw away or a hit and roll off that outside one, but yeah, looks like Casper's going to play the in turn. So I'm guessing that guard did the trick for whatever they were hoping for there. Last shot, Daniel Casper trying to make something happen for 2. What a great end they were able to manufacture down the middle here. But yeah, that Chris Plies freeze. Not much you can do about a perfect shot like that. Trying a skinny in-turn draw. Now this stone will finish sideways. If the sweepers can manage this one, they might have a crack. Trying to get that curl. Might just be a little heavy. Just hoping that curls up at the end. Will not. Very difficult shot. Not sure if it was even there in the first place. It will be a single point. Really impressive effort. Team Casper ties things up. Shuster, Team Shuster skipped by Chris Plies. We'll have the hammer in the 4th when we come back.
The roaring game. We all love it, but sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. Don't get stuck in your curling club this year. Learn the game inside and out. Play for your favorite country and take the curling world by storm. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only.
Welcome back. 4th end. It's been a game so far. Daniel Casper putting the most pressure that Chris Plies and John Schuster's team have seen so far. Be your standard setup here. Center guard, followed by a corner guard. Standard setup, I should say, for the USA men's curling standard. My name is Rory McCusker. I'm broadcasting from up in Canada, Saskatchewan. Regina, Saskatchewan is where I call home. And something I've noticed since covering American curling since 2018, these first ends, teams go all out. There's already aggression, guards being thrown, rocks being played into the rings, angles being manipulated. Tie game scenarios, it seems like both teams are going to throw at least one guard. Really entertaining. It makes sure that the end is going to have some action. I just don't see that as much up here in the kind of competitive league play and my provincial sort of play down competitive circuit. See a lot more open play, a lot more kind of tentative, fearful of the guards sort of play. Not in the USA curling, as far as I've learned. Standard setup seems to be center guard, corner guard, come around, and then some kind of come around. The team with hammer might play to the center, or they might play to their own guard's wing. Looks like John Landsteiner's going to throw one down the middle here. Try to gain some positioning down the middle. This is going to be significantly light. Even with a full sweep, it's not going to reach the rings. Somewhat uncharacteristic miss for Mr. Landsteiner. Last rock of the free guard zone is going to be a draw, an in-turn draw around center guard. I was wondering if they might throw another center here. Team Casper, it being an even end, fourth end, it'd be really nice to score a point here. Little steal action, but they think the best spot for this rock is top 4, right above their previously thrown stone. So we're going to try to get a half tuck, sort of 2 rocks into the 4-foot. That's a made shot. Didn't quite curl up enough. May have been a little heavy, so sweepers couldn't work on it. Not going to be ideal for when these guards are eventually peeled. Little discussion here between Steiner and Colin Huffman. Both guards go. Excellent shot there, Colin. Now Team Casper is going to regret not making that second draw as perfect as they could. Now they're guarding a situation that's not ideal. Once they reveal either one of these stones, Team Shuster is going to have an opportunity to hit one of them and roll for shot rock. Still going to try to make this shot as good as they can. Wonder if this is Daniel signaling he wants this in the rings. That would surprise me. Well, it looks like it's going there. Wonder if that was a plan B or whether that's what the call was. Definitely didn't sweep it the whole way down, and they left it high as a guard as it ended up. So I think that was just a center guard that was thrown with a little more weight than anticipated. Pretty tight to the rings, though. Wonder if Chris Plies will take on this triple. All he needs to do is catch the outside red in the 8-foot on the high side, I guess you would call it, on the outside edge. All 3 of these rocks should leave the rings. Colin Huffman putting that long body to use. Big slide, big throw. This is going to be a big hit. Bam, bam, bam. Yep. Just can't leave an elite hitter like that 2 opportunities to clear stones. On Colin's first rock, he makes 2 rocks go away. On Colin's second rock, he makes 5 rocks go away. So that's a 5-for-2 trade. Not going to benefit Team Casper. Really had something cooking there, but just couldn't be precise enough with the draw and the guard. Pay the price for not making their shots perfectly. And their once promising end has now fizzled away. Colin Huffman's elite level hitting ability. Casper goes ahead, peels the corner guard, decides, hey, if we're not scoring, you can't either. Removes the only remaining stone and sets up a blank. Team Shuster will plug the rings, see if they can't get a miss out of Team Casper. It's unlikely, but why not try? With four rocks remaining in the end. This does have a blank written all over it at this point, but may as well learn some paths. Throw some stones in some places that you haven't quite seen yet. No harm in that at all. Helps you get the weight, helps you practice for later. Gets the sweepers familiar with, like I said, those rock paths. And of course, tempts a miss from Team Casper. And if you ever do get that miss, a stuck peel or a flashed hit, then you do have an opportunity to score 2 points without being forced to 1. From Casper's perspective, you just want to make Chris Plies throw that last rock. As long as you find your way into the rings at the very end of the end, you've forced Chris Plies to make that hit. always a chance he'll stick it and count one, and there's always an outside chance that he'll flash it and give your team one. Of course, these are very low probabilities, but that's why we play the game. Got to set these situations up.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back. Wonder how long I had my mute button on. Whoops. That's okay. I could have made a blank end a little bit more entertaining for you, but that's all right. Foregoing the standard end setup, Team Shuster will come in right away. Haven't been having a lot of success with dragging play out to the wings, so Team Shuster decides to come right in. But misses deep. A little bit of weight struggles for John Landsteiner, coming up shy the previous end and now deep on his first one. I'm sure he'll correct that in a hurry. Lead rock thrower, Chase Sinet. Watching his sweepers work this one into the top 4. That's a beautiful shot. Couldn't have placed that stone better. That's right where Skip would have dropped it if he could. Steiner gets another opportunity. Corner freeze, an intern this time. Colin Huffman working hard on this one. Likes it now. Excellent bounce back from John Landsteiner. Getting his weight back. Colin had to sweep that a bit for line, but once the line improved, let that coast in, get a nice outturn angle going on that stone. 2 Team Shuster stones in the rings. Right now being more or less ignored. Team Casper sees an opportunity on the intern side to make a freeze on their own stone, ideally making it really tough to remove them both. They might lie to at the end of this shot, or so they hope. Taking a look here, deciding what to do. Again, this 3-piece Shuster team has not been really challenged that much in the last few games as far as managing difficult situations in the rings. Already this game has been certainly the toughest angles and situations they've had to deal with. Nice tap there. Gets shot rock. Still in some trouble. Team Casper has a lot of control in the front of the rings here. A center guard as well. That Shuster hasn't quite had the opportunity to deal with yet. Shuster just waiting for a slight miss from Team Casper before they peel that center guard off, but they just haven't had that chance. Now with a shot stone on the button, Team Casper will have to make a good one here, or else the peel train, the Colin Huffman bomb squad, is coming for that center guard. And with 3 Shuster stones in the 8-foot or better, things are a little scary for Team Casper. If their red stones were ever to find a way out of the house, there would be quite a few yellows remaining. So, no other option now but to make a good one. Team's talking back and forth quite a bit. Looks like they have settled on an in-turn. Not sure why they're trying to contend with their own stone in the side of the forefoot there, but that they must see a better angle, better result on this side. Sweeper's very intently judging this. Listening to the weight call from their skip. Rock's coming in really hard now. Are they going to get it by the center guard? They do. Will this have the depth? Wow. Beautifully called and made shot. Team Casper. Coming in on the side that they knew they would get just an inch or two better angle. Risking touching their own center guard. Risking tapping off their own stone on the side of the forefoot. That's a marvelous shot. So Colin's going to be asked here once again. Throw some weight. Oh, never mind. This looks like a soft weight. Hit and roll. Team Shuster not panicking yet. Trying to find their way in this in-turn side. Little hit and stick. It's going to give them an angle to remove that red stone. Now they have a chance to kind of bash it from the side. Team Casper will be smart to deal with this one. Yep, and they will. Have to play this tight by the guard. That's what's so scary about playing these shots without hammer. Marvelously made. A nearly perfect roll. Shuster has been completely cut off. Team Shuster, I should say. Skipped by Chris Plies here. It's been completely cut off of the forefoot. I wonder if they regret not peeling this guard a little earlier. I know they were trying to make sure that they had a chance to score one and that the onus was on Team Casper to make an answer. I think they were waiting for that one-shot advantage, but that one-shot advantage never came. There is this in-off angle on Schuster's own yellow stone that they could play into the top of the button, remove that red rock in the top of the button, and ideally, if they hit it just perfectly, stick around in the forefoot for two. With a lot of weight, they could play it thick, maybe spring the yellow at the back of the button backwards onto the Casper red in the back of the forefoot. They'll count two that way as well. But those are shots for the very end of the end. Can't quite make that yet without leaving your opponent something in return. So for now, they'll think about giving themselves the most options later on, which means taking off this center guard. Definitely don't want to run it into their own yellow in the side of the 8-foot, thus taking away their angle into the forefoot. See how this one shakes out. Whew, just barely misses their own yellow on the side of the 8-foot. Definitely some big decisions to be made here. Team's going to come down for a chat. Looks like Luke Violette and Chase Sinnett, both with back end or skipping experience themselves, coming down to give their 2 cents. Skip was signaling quite a few shots, so sensed it was a good time to come down and settle things down. Could be replacing that guard. They signaled quite a few things. I'm not exactly sure what they settled on. That's going to work out just fine. Just fine. Yep. Colin Huffman, they'll play this shot now. This is really their only way into the 4-foot. Fortunately, misses significantly outside, almost a rock length outside. Needed it on the complete other side of the stone. They did need big weight for that shot, so it's understandably had to throw full power. It was a difficult ask. Daniel Casper skating down. Ooh, this ice scares me. I think Team Casper should be pretty satisfied with what they got cooking up right here. I don't think there's much to be done. How are you ever going to sneak another rock in there? Might be trying to just clean pick this yellow. I guess if you can see a sliver of it, why not try? Sweepers are on it hard. Outside sweeper now, getting some extra curl. Oh, so close. And now that I see what the reward would have been, if they could have ever just caught a sliver of that yellow stone, that would be a pile of Casper stones to draw against. The risk to that was now they've rearranged things from a state that was just completely perfect for Team Casper. I don't know how Team Shuster could ever get to. Now there may be some type of opportunity. I mean, I guess this intern draw was going to be there regardless. Team Casper saw no risk in trying that shot, and you know what? They're probably right. This is a team in the final of the Curve Contender Series, Curve Curling Apparel Contender Series, and I am just a dude broadcasting from his living room. So what do I know? Went for the pick and left, I guess, this hit and roll. I just don't see the Schuster stone catching this thick enough to roll straight sideways onto the back of the button. I just don't know if that's there in the first place, but they'll give it a whirl. Why not? Front end for Team Casper, you can see them just eagerly standing behind their hit, a roll, not quite enough. However, with that yellow stone sitting at the back of the button, that does leave some backing for a potential draw to maybe wiggle off of. Just such a locked-in button and top 4-foot area. It's just tough to see anyone making any kind of difference in that scenario there. Really, it's just a decision. Do you want to score or do you want the opponent to take one? That's really the only thing to decide here. If they make a play, on this stone, it will mean that they might rearrange things in such a way that Shuster will have a shot for two, whereas I don't see one right now. Daniel Casper's last rock. Really impressive end here in the fifth. Taking it to Team Shuster. Really outside. They were trying to catch the top red. And they'll remove the yellow stone. That's probably as good or better of a shot. Like I said, it all depends what you're trying to do. If they were trying to take a point, then I guess they wanted to catch their top red, knock that into the red on the top of the button, knock the yellow that's on the button back a bit, counting one. Now Team Shuster will try this in-turn draw. Might be possible, might be impossible. They're not sure. We're not sure. Nobody's sure, but may as well take a crack at it. You're not going to hurt yourself. You're never going to tick your own yellow rock off the button. So much like last end, why not give it a try? Or the third end, I should say, end before the fourth. Colin likes it. Waiting on that curl. Just keeping her clean before he inevitably switches sides and tries to drag this one in. Looks like pretty good. Might have some potential here, folks. What do we got? Ah, what a great try. Need just a little more movement and curl. That will be a single point for Team Shuster. What a game we got here. It'll be Shuster leading 2-1. Team Casper with hammer going to the sixth end. Anybody's game. I'd call it a 50-50 coin flip at this point. We'll have the sixth end when we come back.
Sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back. Sixth end. Best game I've seen all week from the U.S. Curve Curling Apparel Contender Series. Team Casper dialed in. You can see these guys, these young guys, they're chit-chatty, they're talking about things, they're hopping behind the opponent's rocks to watch the line. Totally switched on, just ready to rock. This is the final, and they know it. They're giving the three-piece former world champion John Shuster's team a run here. Most definitely. Team Shuster in the tightest game that I've seen them play this weekend. Threesome of John Landsteiner, the regular lead on this team. Colin Huffman, the fill-in second or front-end player, going with 3 front-end players this year. Team Shuster is. Christopher Plies, normal third rock thrower, going down to skip, and Colin Huffman making up this three-piece team. I've seen a lot of three-piece teams win lately. Wonder if that's a trend that will continue or whether we're just seeing some early season magic. Very interesting. Leaves it short of the rings, meaning it cannot be hit. Well, we're going to have an interesting end, I can tell you that, folks. When you've got this many rocks outside of the rings, taking full advantage of the free guard zone rule. Team Shuster couldn't peel even if they wanted to. That is a pretty juicy double peel, however. Later in the end, those 2 red rocks will be removed fairly easily. Hoping this one stops, Team Shuster. Yeah, sails about to the tee line, a little bit behind. That's a made shot, just came a little deeper than they were hoping for. That rock's going to be not easy to work with later in the end. In fact, it may act as backing for an opponent's stone. Could act as backing as your own stone, though. Still valuable. And for now, they'll occupy the center of the rings. Second rock thrower, Ben Richardson from Team Daniel Casper. One guard, 2 guards, and rolls for another corner. Does not get better than that. What a chuck. Ben Richardson. Feel good about that one. Really favorable end setting up in the 6th here for Team Casper. They'd love to score a couple. Analytically, every point they score here in the 6th end vaults them into a higher and higher percentage chance of winning. 6th end, just such an important end to make a score, no matter what the score is, really, as long as it's within a few points. That's why we saw Team Shuster lay out for these center guards, 2 center guards and a draw around. Oh, sorry. The camera's there. Third rock thrower, Luke Violet from Team Casper. Looking to make use of these 3 corner guards Team Casper has laid out on the left-hand side. Really attractive scenario because it's going to take more than 1 peel to remove those corner guards if Chris Plies chose to. Chris looking on at those guards and thinks to himself, hey, no point. I'm never getting rid of that mess. So while we have an advantage here down the middle, let's solidify that. We got a much better chance of keeping that going than we ever do at taking away those 4 stones on the side of the rings. So both teams all in here. Making their bets. Team Shuster's bet will be down the middle. Really hoping for this rock to slow down here. They don't want to group these stones together and leave an opening for a double. It will curl up enough that that's going to be an acceptable result. Removing that yellow on the top of the button is going to be a very difficult task, especially with it over-buried on the in-turn side. So a made shot by Colin Huffman. I think they were aiming a little higher in the house for that one, so not perfect. But still, very satisfying result. Team Casper going to make a play into the 4-foot here, knowing if they peel the center guard, it will just be replaced in a more optimal spot. So hard on this one. It is going to tick off the center guard a little bit. I wonder if they wish they would have let that rock curl a bit more, really pushed that center guard over some more. The way it lies right now is going to make regarding this scenario quite a bit easier. There's going to be more forgiveness on the left-hand side of the next guard coming from Colin Huffman. Really needed to get something more out of that than just a little pinch off the center line. Disadvantage, Team Casper. This situation down the middle grows more and more dangerous. The entirety of the button choked off. No shot to score right now that I see besides a triple run back on the corner guards. Definitely don't want to come deep here. You know, Team Casper's just begging for an opportunity to send one of these rocks back. Don't want to give them an excuse to do so by coming deep. And it looks like that's what Colin's done here. Oh, Steiner not panicking. Getting that last bit of curl out of the stone. You got to think that did come about 5 or 6 feet deeper than they were intending, but it's going to do the trick. Might be a window there right down the center line. Wonder if Team Casper will play that center line shot. I don't think that removes the top yellow, however. Yeah, you can see Daniel signaling with his broom. He thinks that top yellow kicks out just about a foot to the left, but they'll still try to make it happen. Big weight will be an asset here. The harder you throw this, the harder that yellow rock will kick off the button. So you want to throw this with quite a bit of velocity. Make sure you throw it with some good rotation as well. We'll watch this from the overhead. Big shot here. Bam! Massive weight from Luke Violette. That's going to be exactly what the doctor ordered. Smashes the 2 Shuster stones off the button. Good rotation, good velocity, good accuracy. And that's exactly what you need from your third in a situation like that. Luke Violette, big shot. You can see him skating out down the adjacent sheet. Chris Ply is going to try to sneak one through the hole here. Just try to hide it anywhere they can. Colin Huffman really hard trying to make this one curl. A lot of positive release and rotation. Are they going to get it by? It will. It will get through the hole. As long as this is going to be in a difficult place to remove, that's going to work for Team Shuster. That's going to function as a force stone. Little scary with 2 rocks in the 12-foot. Just want to say hello to my 167 concurrent viewers on YouTube. Thanks for keeping that chat active. Love to see everyone having fun watching the game. Daniel Casper's first stone here. Trying to make a freeze. Manufacture a skipper's deuce here. After a really back and forth end, both teams looking like they had an advantage at one point. Sweepers want nothing to do with this one. And it will tick off just a little bit. Still a little challenging to remove for Chris Plies. Definitely rolled off just a little bit too much. If Team Casper could have ever stayed on just a little bit of that northwest side of the stone, it would have made this hit a lot more challenging, and a jam potential would have been there. If Chris would have rolled out, Team Casper would have had a shot for 3. Now with this hit, as long as Chris is careful not to leave a double, it will very likely be a force to 1 for Team Casper after an end that had so much promise early on, getting that triple center guard action going. A big clearing shot to double peel the center guards. This end had Team Casper written all over it, but through some hard work, Team Shuster has found a way back in. Trying to stick around with this yellow stone. Wow, just barely gets it by the guard. They will roll out, however. I don't see anything easy. You could run back one of the yellows and double off the Shuster counter in the back of the rings. I wonder if they see any angles on their red corner guards. If they could ever manipulate that run back, try to send the close red directly back, it would be a big count of 3. Or at least 2. If they could ever remove the Shuster stone. 3 if they could keep that shot rock. And man, would that be an impressive shot. Looks like they're lining it up. Definitely going to take it on. Huge shot here. Daniel Casper going for 3 or 2 points if he half makes this shot. A triple run back. Last shot, 6th end. Sweepers on and off. 1 rock, 2 rocks. No. They missed their spot. Just we're waiting for that one to curl up a little bit. Never got it. It is going to be a steal of 1 for John Shuster's team. Skipped by Chris Plies today. 3-1 lead going into the 7th end.
The roaring game. We all love it, but sometimes curling just isn't as fun as it can be on the Nintendo Switch. Go get stuck in your curling club this year. Learn the game inside and out. Play for your favorite country and take the curling world by storm. With up to 4 players per console, you can enjoy curling with your friends and family anywhere, anytime. Let's play curling. Available now only on Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back, 7th end. This game has blew by. So entertaining. Really some great shot making, some brave tactical decision making, especially early on. by Team Casper, taking it to Shuster early, preventing Shuster from scoring multiple points in the first end, getting a blank in the second, being forced themselves in the third. Shuster managed a blank in the fourth, and in that fifth end, Team Casper totally locked away. Totally locked up the house. Team Shuster really had nothing all end. That was a pure force all end. And in fact, Daniel Casper had a chip shot to lie 3 or 4, force Chris Plies to make a really difficult shot against quite a few, but weren't able to make it happen. Shuster did get one that end. And in this sixth end, there was many times where it looked like a big opportunity for Team Casper, but as it shakes out, Chris Plies makes both of his shots through the port, a draw and a hit and roll. I guess he rolled out of the rings, but Chris Plies did his job. Kept that rock back there. Team Casper took on a very risky decision, but probably one that's worth it if they make it. Tried a triple run back for 2 or 3. Was not able to find the spot on the top rock that they wanted to hit. And here we are, a 3-1 lead for Team Shuster, skipped by Christopher Plies. Two corner guards on opposite sides of the rings. One center guard and 2 draws in for Team Shuster. That's going to be a pretty nice angle. I think John Landsteiner can be happy with what he's been able to produce. Those 3 stones. Seems like it'll take 2 shots to remove those. Looks like Daniel Casper is going to play shot number 1 needed to move those rocks in the top 4. Right away here with his second's first stone. Delivered by Ben Richardson. Sweepers are signaling it's up. They were sweeping for line, but now that they know the weight's a little hot, switch sides, get that curl. Wow, did that ever snap? Jeez, that rock just took off. May have caught something because by the end, that thing was over curling to the point of missing the target stone. So that's pretty aggressive to go from calling on a sweep curl to having that rock really slow down and start curling. Kind of unfortunate where it ended up. I think they would have even rathered that stone ticked off the center guard than ended up where it is now. Really didn't move the 2 rocks on the forefoot very significantly. And now really gives Team Shuster an opportunity to overlap and separate and solidify this centerline guard setup they have cooking here. Off's gonna skate down and talk this one over with Chris Plies. These 2 will be responsible for the next 5 rocks coming down the ice, so it's important they get on the same page. Oh, Steiner's gonna join them even. Looks like they've come to some kind of consensus here. A little bit of camera troubles there. Sorry, folks. Colin Huffman going to overlap and separate those center guards exactly like we were thinking they might. Not an attractive angle setup here for Team Casper. I think, yeah, slashing those two yellow guards in is going to do good, no matter what degree you make that shot. Even if you take only one guard off, that's still gonna help you pretty considerably. I know Team Casper is thinking, geez, we have to score 2 here or there's no point in scoring at all. And they might be right. But this early in the end, you have to take these opportunities to try and clean things up. It's just so ugly right now. One guard and blows by the second. Really unfortunate. It would have been really nice to get 2 of those guards moving in one shot there. Time is slowly but surely running out for Team Casper to make something happen in the 4-foot here. Yeah, and now their lonely redstone in the rings is going to be hit. It's going to leave 3 ugly-looking red stones down the middle. Not super important to stick around here. They'd like to, of course, in case their yellow stones are ever removed. That's going to help things considerably. Helps take away an out-turn path as well. There would be a triple takeout if a red rock were ever to find its way right in the middle of those 2 yellows in the top of the 4-foot, but there is a guard in the way right now. What Team Casper might do is, and I think this is what they're doing, is play a backline sort of tap and roll shot, try to wiggle their way into that 4-foot. Sorry, there. Wiggle their way into that 4-foot area if they're ever able to get a little bit of an inside roll here. That's going to take them. That's going to put them in a good position ever if they did have to make a run back or some type of angle play. Their red rock would stick around and all the yellows would leave. Big shot here. Oh, they're all big at this point in the game. 7th end. Team Casper down 2 stones. Looks like they're giving up on this one. Significantly light. Didn't even have enough weight to make the top 12 here. So for a shot that was supposed to be a tapping shot, that's going to be a bad miss. An overlap on those center guards is going to eliminate the chance for a run back. And once Team Shuster lays up a high center guard here, it's going to take 2 shots to even get at those guards. So pretty significant miss there from 3rd rock thrower Luke Violette. This guard's coming in pretty hot. Definitely wanted this one high in the 1 zone. That's going to be a 2 guard, not so bad. Of course, a little deeper than they would have preferred, and since they weren't able to finish the stone, didn't quite get the curl they were looking for, it is going to allow Team Casper to make an attempt on this outside yellow, leaving their red guard right where it is in case they need it later. Violet's second stone, looking to make up for the mistake on the first one. That looks pretty outside. Nope, they are going to get some things moving. Definitely helps. Bashes the yellow guard into the forefoot, rearranges things a bit. Still an ugly looking forefoot, but 2 at an angle is much better than 3 with almost no angle. Did miss his mark a little bit, missed that one a little bit outside. There was a slightly better situation where 3 yellow rocks move instead of 2. But hey, Team Casper is going to take that. At this point, it's just a matter of having an opportunity to score, or worst case scenario, giving Team Shuster 1 point so Casper can retain hammer into the last end. Both of those goals are looking pretty far away right now. They're going to need some magic from their skipper here in the 7th end. Not that Team Casper's been playing a poor game at all. Quite the opposite, in fact. Really taking it to them. Just barely getting that over. Colin Huffman looks pretty surprised by that. He knew it was light, but I don't think he thought it was that light. So, desperation shot number 1. Trying to wiggle their way into the forefoot here, somehow give themselves some type of opportunity on their second shot. This one's curling pretty good. Just a little heavy. Okay, they will get... unfortunate break. Just didn't get much action on that yellow stone they ended up tapping. Did not change their fortunes too much. I guess it did open up that one side of the button for a future draw to the pin. Maybe even just draw to the edge of the button to give Team Shuster 1 point. Would be considered a victory right now, just getting into the 8th end with a shot at 3 to tie. Chris Plies just trying to take away the only path he sees for Team Casper to score. Taking away this in-turn draw path. Might even lay it right in the forefoot if the line is right. Colin has not been given permission to go yet. That rock needs to curl a bit. Here it comes. Might still be on that outside red. Nope, we'll get it past that red. Just cleaning it in now. Taking away that path. They don't need another rock in the forefoot. Well, this is going to be a tall order. I'm seeing a double run back, a yellow onto red to double off the yellows. Geez, they would have to hit that so hard and so precisely to keep the red guard in the rings to count while also removing the 2 yellow stones. Overhead look here. Not much to say here. It's a tough look. If they can catch full forefoot, that's going to continue the game. They'll be down 3 points, but that's not unheard of. Can score 3 in the 8th end and force an extra. This has been a really impressive game by the young Casper team. Scoreboard not necessarily showing the hard work they've done to make Team Shuster feel uncomfortable, force Team Shuster to string together precision shots over and over again. Quite a few ends looked like they were cooking up really nice for Team Casper, and a couple double peels made by Colin Huffman one end, 2 really nice shots to the port in the 6th end by Chris Plies. Forcing Team Shuster to be at their best, and that's about all you can ask from the young Casper team here. Really digging into this one, a wide draw path, try to keep the game alive, and they are not going to get there. Pretty difficult at this point in the game, throwing a draw that wide around. That will be handshakes. Final score, I believe, 5-1. Team Shuster could have been a score of 3 there. What an entertaining game. Really worthwhile final. Geez, I do a lot of these tournaments for Curling Stadium Live, and I gotta tell you, the final sometimes ends up being not that good of a game. A lopsided game with a stronger team, or maybe an early lead that was just never came back from. We did not get that today. This final may have been the best game of the tournament. So really entertaining. Hats off to both these teams. Congratulations to Team John Shuster. Skipped by Chris Plies, Colin Huffman at second, John Landsteiner bringing up the front, the lead position. Well, thanks for sticking around, watching this one with me. My name is Rory McCusker. If you appreciate the streaming, let us know in the chat. Tell your friends, bookmark this page, subscribe to the Curling Zone YouTube channel. It doesn't seem like much, but it means a lot to us. It's something that we can show the sponsors, the event sponsors, the teams, that this is a viable thing, that people are tuning in. They are appreciating what we're doing here. So do your best to support what you love, this game of curling. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Might stick around here to see if there's any trophy presentation, but that'll be it for the commentary. Bye-bye, everyone.